Hello everybody and welcome to the grid. I remember a very emotional scene down here in '94 when all the drivers came to this spot for a minute's silence for Ayrton Senna. Wendling was already in hospital having a coma, and this spot has a very strange feeling. It was the daftest thing we could have done. A lot of the young drivers lost their head in the race, but anyway, we raced nonetheless. Let's have a word with Elizabeth Hurley. She's here on the grid. See if I can you follow me, Keith? Elizabeth Hurley, hello.
Hi there.
You're soaking up the atmosphere. Are you a Grand Prix fan?
I never have been before. This is my first time, and now I'm going to become a groupie.
Yeah, what do you like most about it?
Actually, the boys are pretty cute. I can't believe some of the ones I've just been introduced to. It's all very exciting.
So the technology and the speed at the moment hasn't impressed you as much as the boys?
I haven't really seen any speed yet. I'm looking forward to that. We're going up to the first corner as for the takeoff, or whatever they call it here.
It's called the start, usually, but... So, I mean, have you picked any favourites you want to win yet? I mean, have you seen anybody you think, I'd like him to win the Grand Prix?
Yes, the Irish guy.
Eddie Irvine. Yeah. You're an Eddie Irvine fan. Why is that?
Well, I have to tell you, I really don't know the faintest thing about Grand Prix racing. But just looking around, looking at the cars, looking at the boys, all that, I think he's the cutest. He gets my vote, and all the rest of the girls, I think, from whom I've spoken to.
Well, I'm incredibly jealous, but I hope you have a very good first Grand Prix and that you do really become a Grand Prix fan.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Okay, Keith, let's go and see if we can find. This grid is absolutely full of sort of mega stars, really. Goodness knows where they've all gone or whether they'll talk to us or whatever. Slice, and I want to talk to Max. I want to talk to Max Mosley as well, if we can find him. He's agreed to talk to us. Keith, can you see Sly anywhere? We're going to have to ask around. He walked past us earlier on. You know, bide your time for a little while we try and find them, but we're running very late on the grid here. Most of the drivers are getting back into the cars. We'll wander through. We'll wander through. And here's Max Mosley. Let's have a quick word with Max, the president of the FIA, the motorsport body. Max, a quick word for ITV. This is the jewel in the crown, yeah? Do you think that?
Well, it always seems like that to us, and everybody you can think of comes here.
A lot of people think that Formula One cars shouldn't, not including me, I hasten to add, shouldn't go around this kind of racetrack because of safety or whatever. Well, what's your feelings on that?
I think it's probably about as safe as any other track because the speeds in most places are relatively low. But of course, all you people say it's like driving a bicycle around the sitting room.
Yeah, absolutely. Formula One's getting bigger and bigger. Is there anything you want to change, or do you think if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or have you got plans for the future?
Well, I think we'd like to see the overtaking a little bit easier. Not completely like it used to be in the old days, but a bit easier. But on the whole, it seems to be working reasonably well. But one should never say that because something will immediately go wrong.
Now, I know you are a true Formula One fan. You must support somebody. You must have a twinkle in your eye for somebody you think, I really hope they win.
Well, I'm always a little bit for the underdog, and at the moment one has to say Michael Schumacher's the underdog. So I'd quite like to see them win, actually.
Well, I'm not sure he'd appreciate being called the underdog. What about young Fisichella here on the second row of the grid? I mean, that would be great for Formula One, wouldn't it? Somebody coming in like that?
Terrific. That was a sensational performance, but of course, and it could easily happen. Any of the, well, you know better than me, any of the first 6 or 8 could win.
Okay, Max, thanks for your time, and see you later. Back to you in the studio, Jim.